So what's up everybody, it's me, True Star Screamer, and we're here with the latest G.I. Joe Classified Series review. That's right, what I mean by latest is I was about to put another figure here and Amazon literally knocked on the door, my wife got it and handed me this and I'm like, okay, change of plans. And we've got Heavy Duty. This is a very cool yet unique, kind of silly, kind of badass, all at once kind of figure. The box is cool, the art is awesome. This is one of these deluxe figures. This is essentially the Joe equivalent of Metalhead, and still decided to take it a couple levels farther. And Metalhead was pretty extreme, don't get me wrong. I'm excited for this. He's got a ton of accessories. Enough about this. Let's get this figure open and let's have some fun. So this is a hell of a figure. This Heavy Duty is exactly that. There is just so much right with this release. I have one stupid gripe, literally a very, very stupid gripe. But aside from, and we'll get to that in the end, but I mean, just the sculpt here. We're not going to talk about the insane amount of gear that he comes with. I will blatantly say this guy's $35 and he is every $35 worth you're getting here in plastic. So we'll go, again, start with that. This is going to be a very positive review. This is kind of right up there with Leatherneck for me as far as being really, really happy and pleased. From the deco on the uniform, the vest here is looking great on here. I'm sorry, his face reminds me of Terry Crews. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change that. I got 1.5 criticisms, and we'll talk about that with the main one when we get to articulation, and the half one when we start talking accessories. So, hey, reason to stick around. I love, again, the torn shirt here. I like how they have that with the bicep. I think this one's actually pretty decent. I don't feel I need to alter this too much, especially with him being a big muscular guy the way he is. He doesn't need to have the full, fling forward. I mean, yes, maybe a little more forward would have been cool, but hey, how this guy is designed to move and with what he's moving with, I am more than happy. I like the bandolier with the grenades. He's got the loose floating belt with more grenades. He's got a knife sheath on his ankle and on his hip, which we will have 2 knives in the accessories. We'll talk about that. And then he stole the necklace from The Rock, apparently. So he is also the Brahma Bull of the of the G.I. Joe team. Got our watch here, which I always like seeing that on here. Is 73 beats per minute, so it is actually talking about his blood pressure, which is kind of interesting. Got our little locator here on the shoulder, and it looks good all around. Got our really smooth joints on the knees. I want to point that out. This is very nice. Boot swivel. This is exactly drop down hip. This is everything I want from a Joe figure. And I love this head sculpt with the backwards hat. I really do. And they even got the earring painted on here. So this is cool, and I like how the bill is folded up, because that makes sense when we gear him up. And oh my god, we're going to talk about the gear next. But this is the bent bill, I don't know why, it's just such a very nice detail. And I like that they painted it on here. I mean, the paint is really well done. It says Shred Head on the back of the hat. This guy has everything I want for a Joe. He's got character. He's got, a unique quality about him. He's not just generic guy number 7. He walks in with presence and style, and he moves how I want him to move. So as far as the Joes, just as the figure itself, this is a perfect figure. So, well, as I said, talk about articulation. My biggest gripe, the neck here. I'm probably going to have to Dremel this out, because he really will not be able to look up much. That's probably my biggest concern. I mean, he can look up slightly. That's it. I feel like there's my gripe for articulation. He barely can look up, And that really is an oversight because that could have been an easy fix. There you go. He's not... I'm not completely blind here. Don't worry. I'm not a Hasbro. I try to be critical about it all. Okay, let's talk the accessories. We have a ton of accessories here. Heavy Duty truly lives up to his name. Like I said, I thought Metalhead had a lot, and it was just like, hold my beer in every sense of the way. This is his main rig here. I like that the joysticks... First of all, it's really well painted. And it's huge. This is like a mech without, well, the rest of the mech. It's just like the mech cockpit, and forget the arms and legs and anything else. And poor heavy duty here just has to carry it all on his back. Seriously, is there like a Tylenol dispenser for this thing? Man portable heavy weapon system. Dear Lord. And it's got, I like this computer readout back here. So in theory, he could be set up and someone could at least offering him maintenance to it. Or if it's just, he sets it off to the side and it's its own little gun emplacement by itself. It's crazy. And this is just the main piece. I love how this has got battleware to it. You know, he's been shot, it's taken flak to it, or it's taken impact. He's used this as a shield. Do have to put a little bit assembly together where we've got the front part of it, and this just literally pops in right there, I believe. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. We're done. And I think that's how that goes. The problem is there's no instructions with these things. Okay, yeah, there we go. It's gonna go like this because there's this little gap here, and just slide in, and that'll hold everything in place. Comes with these two machine guns on the front already. They are effect compatible, but they do not. They did not come with any weapon burst fire. I'm sure we've got plenty floating around from other figures that can take care of that. Then we also get two machine guns, which can either be down here on the bottom or on the top. These, I think they're the same size. I want to say they're the same size here. Yeah, that's a little on the big side. Yeah, that fits right down there on the bottom, just nice. I'm gonna double check here. Let me get the picture real quick. I'm gonna be right back. Yeah, according to the picture, they should be up top here. So I'll just go ahead and pop this here. And where's the other one? Here. And pop the other one here. Then we've got the ammo belt. Now this was packaged inside the plastic off to the side. And this we just are going to feed in through here. This was smart. They're just doing a single ammo belt that's just long enough to go through for both figures. And you can just thread that in and put one end here. Feed that into the gun. And the other one here. And that in itself, badass. Once again, I kind of wish he came... I mean, again, we got a lot of stuff here, but I probably would have liked to have had some kind of gun effects as well, but I've got plenty floating around from other figures. Then we have the missile launchers. The quad burst one. Now, we actually get 8 of these missile effects. We got a tray here with 6, and then these 2 were in the other tray. So they had so many they couldn't put them all in the single tray. I also like how this has a handle on here, so even though this is mounted to it, these could also be as shoulder-mounted rocket launchers if you want to use them for other Joes. So that I think is pretty neat. Now we'll just go in there and go in here. And this is what I'm saying about it. This just looks like a mech without the rest of the mech. I kind of wish I had a mech for it to go to, but this is badass. Before we put this on him, we'll talk about Heavy Duty's other accessories. We get 2 knives, which will go into his holsters. One on the leg, and one up here. And this is what, remember just before I had the other criticism, I really wish he had a pistol. I know, he's got all these guns, but once this rig is no longer useful, he's got nothing. I had the same complaint way back in the day with Bazooka. That, you know, you've got all this awesome heavy gear, but once you're done with it, how do you defend yourself? I mean, sure, the knives will be nice, but he really should have come with a basic pistol. I know it's a gripe, but I think it's a valid one. We have an alternate head without the hat. This looks with the flat top on here. I love it. What I like is that it's still kind of distinct. I mean, it's the same face, we know, but I could use this probably with another figure. Like I could put this on a trooper, for example. We also get headphones, and we also get a targeting system. Of the two, I definitely think I prefer the targeting system, and I'll put that on here when I completely gear him up. The headphones, though, this is cool. So let's say I was using this head on a trooper body, and I gave them a heavy weapon set. Again, this could help make him another distinct character. That makes me pretty happy. All right, well, let's gear this bad boy up. That was trickier than I thought it would be. I will blatantly say there were... I was trying not to cheat. That's why I've got him holding the joysticks, which that was probably the most challenging aspect of all, was to get these hands positioned just right on there. I will say when you do put the gear over him, take the head off. It will make life a lot easier. Take the head off, wrap everything around him, put the scope sensor on, or the headphones, whichever you're using, and then pop the head on. The rig here keeps knocking this off slightly, so this is completely unrealistic. This would severely injure a man if they actually had that. Let me tell you, those machine guns going off. He technically should be wearing these things, just because if these go off, yeah, he's gonna go deaf. These rockets launching, yeah, that will break his hips. I don't care. It is so wonderfully stupid. This is the fun part of G.I. Joe. Listen, I love my Action Force, and while there's some fantasy in Action Force, there's some aspects of reality. Any human being tried wearing this, yeah, this would kill them the first time they tried to do anything with it. But, dude, this has presence. This absolutely has presence, and this is what I wanted. Again, he's got all his gear on, save his extra head and extra headphones. Oh, he also has punching hands too, or fists. There's no reason he'll ever need those when wearing this, because this is probably how you'll have him on display unless you buy multiple ones of these. I do not know how a human being would move in this, but I mean, the figure is heavy. Yes, it is fairly back heavy, but it's got enough front heaviness to it so you can balance him out pretty well. And I am much more than pleased to it. I think only one thing could make this a little better, and that would have been the gun effects. Plain and simple. I got the Action Force ones, and of course Hasbro has plenty of them, but that's probably the only thing that's really lacking. And like I said, a sidearm for him when he's not wearing the rig. But I also probably have plenty of Action Force weapons I can give him, so I'm not too pressed to it. This is a fantastic addition to your G.I. Joe Classified line. He does everything he's intended to do, everything that's advertised, holds the gear, everything is in solid condition, the weapons are not gummy, he's balanced, there's detail, there's paint. I don't feel like I'm lacking on anything. The money is there. This is everything I expected for that price point, and I'm thrilled. So right now, when it comes to my Classified series, this is the cream of the crop. Look at that, again, the bill folded up here, that's perfect for all this stuff. Again, the details are there. The red buttons for the the triggers and all that. Yeah. So I highly recommend it. I picked mine up from Amazon. You might be able to find yours from an online e-tailer. Might even finally show up in a store. Who knows? But I do recommend them if this is something that you were hoping for. If that makes sense. That being said, let me know your comments down below. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Please give this video a thumbs up. I've got more stuff on the way. The Frag Vipers I do have a shipping notice for them, so you'll be seeing them on this channel soon. And, as always, until next time, take care. Peace.